Shivani, Technical Project Lead of IEEE Geetham. In this video, we are going to learn a few basics of image processing. So, image processing. What is image processing? In image processing, we will be giving an image as an input and we will be getting a different image or the characteristics of the given image as output. By the characteristics, I mean the brightness or the sharpness values of at different positions in an image, which can be very useful when we analyze the different images which we get from satellite or any video footages. So, what is image? Image is a 2D arrangement of picture elements and the values that are held by the picture elements. What are picture elements? Basically, the picture elements are also called as pixels, which we are very familiar with. So, pixels are responsible to display certain intensity of light at a certain particular point or time. And this is what a basic image looks like. This is the x direction and this is the y direction, and every pixel has a unique x and y value. So at this x and y value, we will be having a particular intensity. When these all intensities are combined, we form an image. So image is basically a 2D array which holds all these pixel intensity values which are combined together to make an image. So based on these picture values, picture element values, the image can be three types. First one is a monochrome image or a binary image. Second one is a grayscale image. Third one is a color image. So in a binary or a monochrome image, the picture element can hold only two values, either 0 or 1, that is either white or black, which are also called as black and white images. So each pixel is responsible to hold either black or white value. So in grayscale image, this changes. Instead of holding only black and white values, the picture element can now hold 255 different grayscales between black and white. So in total, a pixel can display 256 different colors, which all these 255 values are grays. So with each pixel can hold 256 different colors, and the image we get is a grayscale image. Now coming to a color image, especially to display colors, each pixel will be having three divisions which are responsible to display three colors: red, green and blue. When these red, green and blue are glowed in different combinations, we get different colors. When considering all these colors and combinations, we get 65,536 different colors that a pixel can hold or display. So each pixel can be divided into three small divisions, and each division is responsible to display a particular light, that is red, green or blue. When these different lights are glown in a different combination, we find different other colors like pink, yellow or red, etc. What a color image is. Now coming to different what we call applications of image processing. Applications of image processing are mainly image restoration, image enhancement and image blurring, image deblurring, sharpening, edge detection, etc. We have numerable amount and number of applications of image processing. So what is image enhancement? In image enhancement, the picture, what we call, when it is like a very low quality picture, it will be turned into a high definition picture. This is image enhancement. And what is blurring? In this blurring technique, the image quality is reduced. So you may have a doubt that why reducing the quality can be application of image processing. In few cases where secrecy is required while transferring the information, we need techniques like blurring, etc., or hashing in password protection, all these, where the image can be concealed. So image blurring can be very useful in few cases. And image deblurring, where the blurred image is deblurred so to get original image as an output. Edge detection. Edge detection has very numerable applications in machine learning. Edge detection, consider a house. A house has different number of windows in its front, and the front image is given to you. Now we can use edge detection algorithms to calculate the number of corners, and in turn we can calculate the number of windows which which are present in that image. Like this, we have many applications of edge detection, image enhancement, image deblurring, image blurring, and many other applications. So let's dive into the video.
So let's see few basic applications of image processing. One of that is converting a RGB image into a grayscale or a black and white image. For that, it is a very easy thing to do in a MATLAB because we have a inbuilt command called RGB to gray. This command is used to convert image into a grayscale image. For that, first we need to read the image, which signifies this line. We will be using a command called imread and that read image is stored in the form of matrix A. Now we will be using the read image and applying it to RGB to gray function to get a image which is in the form of grayscale and stored in variable B. Now let us display the images we obtained. As you can see, we have taken a color image as an input and we have obtained a grayscale image as an output using a MATLAB inbuilt function called RGB to gray. Let's see the next application for image processing, which is image blurring. So image blurring is basically adding noise to the image which we have taken as input. The image which we have taken as input is img. For that, we will be adding noise using the command imnoise. The type of noise is Gaussian, and the mean of the noise, mean of the Gaussian variable we are taking is 0.001 and variance is 0.009. Next, a main step of the function will be generating a Gaussian kernel. We know that the formula for a Gaussian random variable is 1 by 2 pi sigma square into e power minus x square plus y square by 2 sigma square. So first we will be generating the exponential component in this line. This line signifies, as the formula suggests, minus x square plus y square by 2 sigma square. And the formula for the kernel will be taking this exponential component which we have generated in the previous line. Then considering that, we will be getting e power minus sigma square minus x square plus y square by 2 sigma square by 2 pi sigma square, which will be the whole formula for the Gaussian random variable. Next, we will be padding the kernel to match the size of the input we have taken, and then we will be convoluting that input image along with the Gaussian kernel we have generated. Let's see what will be the output. So as you can see, this is the figure 1, which is the input image we have taken, and this is figure 2, which is the output image we have obtained after convoluting it with a Gaussian filter or a Gaussian random variable. This is image blurring. So next, let's see about image deblurring. Image deblurring is basically what we call clearing or sharpening the image to understand the finer details of the image. For that, we can take a deblurred image as an input, or we can blur an image and then take the deblurred image to perform Wiener deconvolution and blind deconvolution to obtain a blurred image, deblurred image. So the basic steps will be reading the image and storing it in a variable, and then this line will be generating a what we call a filter, which is a disk filter using the function fspecial, and then we will be convoluting that disk filter with the image we have taken with the command con2, which is a MATLAB inbuilt command, and storing that in the variable yblur. Now to perform deconvolution or Wiener deconvolution, we will be using a command naming deconwnr. For that, the inputs are what we call a blurred image and the filter which we have used, and the signal to noise ratio value of our specifications. And we will be performing the command and we will be getting a deblurred image. And next, the similar steps will be performed for blind deconvolution, but the command which we use here will be decon blind. So we will be obtaining a deblurred image. Let's see what will be the output. So the first one is the input figure we have taken, and the second one is the blurred figure that we have obtained by convoluting it with a what we call a disk filter. And next is the deblurred image, which we obtained by Wiener deconvolution and blind deconvolution. So as you can see, it is a bit better than the blurred image, and by changing few parameters we can obtain an image which is near to the original one according to our specifications. So next code will be about the effect of noises on deblurring a image. In this line we will be taking the image of an input and then converting it into a black and white image, which makes it easier for us to perform operations on that image. And in this line we will be generating a disk filter, and using that disk filter and performing convolution of that disk filter with the input image which we have taken, we will be obtaining a blurred image. Now for this blurred image we will be adding various Gaussian noises of various variances, and all those images are stored in these Y2 blurred noisy, Y3 blurred noisy and Y4 blurred noisy. After adding noise, we will be performing discrete time Fourier transform to these images and then divide it with the discrete time Fourier transform output of the filter which we have taken. And for that output, we will be performing inverse discrete time Fourier transform to obtain the output or noise reduced images or deblurred images. In this step, we will be performing discrete time Fourier transform, and in this step we will be performing Fourier transform for the filter, and in this step we will be performing what we call inverse time Fourier transform for the divided outputs of the discrete time Fourier transform inputs. Let's see what will be the output. As you can see, all these are the input image which we have taken, or the blurred image which we obtained by convoluting the input image with the filter, and this is the image which we obtained after what we call deblurring without noise, and this is the image which we obtained after deblurring the image with a noise variance of 10 power minus 13, and this is the noise variance of 10 power minus 11, and this is the noise variance of 10 power minus 8. So the observation which we see in this program is that as the variance of the noise goes on increasing, the image will become even more indistinguishable.
Hope you all loved watching the video, and please let us know any doubts of yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.